Hello and welcome to WrektLess. My name is Chris and I'm your host. I'm coming to you today with another non-alcoholic beer for you. So this is another one from that BrewDog pack that I got. This is their Punk AF. So this one is a hoppy pale, and I believe that it's a direct contrast to one of their other brews. Yeah, so Punk AF, hoppy pale. Let's see, non-alcoholic beer, less than 0.5% alcohol, 20 calories, 2.3 grams of carbs. That's nothing. Yeah, that's almost nothing there. Brewed in Columbus, Ohio. So another one coming from nearby. Let's see here. Yeah, I have not tried this one yet. It looks like I'm also going to give a heads up. They also released another non-alcoholic brew called Fake Fox, I guess, or Foul Fox, or FAUX. It's a blueberry non-alcoholic sour. It says it's limited. We'll see. Yeah, I'm not sure if I will be able to get some. I'm hoping they include it and save some for the next box. Yeah, I don't know if they're gonna. We'll see. So yeah, a nice blueberry sour. I'm looking for this other one here. Punk IPA. So Punk AF, I guess, would be your counter to the Punk IPA, which is a session IPA by BrewDog. They call it spiky, tropical, and hoppy. We'll see how this Punk AF is. So they look very similar. You know, I got the can up. If you're watching this at all on YouTube, there's a picture of it, of the can there. So I'm gonna give it the old crack open. Let's see what a little fizz there. I'm not gonna pour this one into a glass or anything. We're gonna go right out the can. Okay, you get a nice little citrus hoppy front to it. Yeah, nice, very light. A nice light carbon. Okay, so a nice almost a bit of a piney and citrusy flavor to it. Light hoppy though, so pale hoppy. Yeah, it's a light hoppy. I could see how it's an IPA and the regular, that alcohol content probably brings that hop flavor profile a little more forward. Probably rests a little bit more in the back with the lack of alcohol, which is fine, good with, I like it. Yeah, I like this. What was the other one I tried? The Elvis AF, that was very good. So that one was a little more forward in the hoppiness, just because the way it paired with the grapefruit. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, I like it. I prefer the Elvis AF a little more because I like a little bit more of that bold hoppy front, but this is a nice light, like this would be, yeah, a nice lighter, like outside summer crushable type of drink. Not bad though, only 20 calories, shit, that's nothing. You could just slam these and then drive home without being drunk. It'd be awesome. 2.3 grams of carbs, that's it, that's fantastic. I'll tell you what, you handed me that, barely tell the difference between that and a beer, only because I am so far removed from alcohol. Would I now be at a point of like discerning the difference? But like I don't know, I'd have to try one, I guess. Maybe that, no, I don't know. It's been a while, almost a year. Less than a month until a year alcohol free. So about a month ago I started trying these non-alcoholic beverages just to give them a shot. So far I'm liking what I'm coming across. I had a lot of BrewDog and they're pretty good. They have a nice run here, this nice non-alcoholic beer club. BrewDog and Friends. You get 2 from them and 2 that are like partnership brews with others. One was this Last one I tried was like Toasted Joe or Toaster Joe or something. It was this, man, I don't remember what it was called. It was good. It was out of Tornado Joe. That's what it was. It was a coffee brew. Oh man, that fantastic. That one was delicious. The Elvis AF, I feel like I tried that. And the toaster. Yeah, this is the third one out of that box. I got one more to go. That last one is a God, it's a cider. So it's a non-alcoholic cider, which will be next. Coming up on that, we're getting there. Totally enjoying these. So it's nice to have like, I'll have like a Spindrift or something, or some like type of, what do you call it? Like soda waters, your flavored soda waters. Generally I'll have those every other night or something. One of those, try to drink enough water, and then once in a while I'll have one of these guys, one of these non-alcoholic beers, and I like it. Just a nice different, I'm trying to stay away from so much caffeine and reduce caffeine intake, so to not drink pop or that kind of stuff so late. At least like a crafted beverage that's largely water and some brewed goodies, which I like. Hops, I think that hops have probably underrated in our alcohol soaked culture. They're probably fairly good as an effervescent, and I can imagine they can have other applications outside of just fermenting into alcohol, because you can ferment a lot of things into alcohol, and this just happens to be one that people turned into beers like we get now. And to get stuff like this without alcohol, it is fantastic. Absolutely delicious. Yeah, I'm definitely liking this one. It's a little bit lighter than the Elvis AF, which is fine. The grapefruit in the Elvis AF made it a little more citrusy, so it's almost like a toned down version of that brew, but still really good nonetheless. I'm still definitely enjoying it. I won't have any trouble enjoying these. Pretty fantastic one. Yeah, lighter in the hop profile. Just all around lighter. You don't get that like after linger bitterness from the grapefruit. You get a little bit from citrus, but not as heavy. And you get like a little bit of that hoppiness on the back end, but not as pronounced as with the Elvis AF. So if you're looking for a little bit lighter, definitely better for when it's hot out. Once it gets hot here with summer coming up, and once it gets a little bit warmer, it'll definitely be a nice one for outside for sure. Working in the yard and you need a little something to just cool off with. That'd be nice to avoid alcohol. So I'll add more and more I think about it, the more I think there needs to be more voices out there that talk about a counter alcohol lifestyle. I know it's weird to hear about. It's funny that I have come to this, and then I start listening to a Terrence McKenna book at the moment, doing audiobooks more, and doing Food of the Gods, and talks a lot about psychedelics and blah blah blah, and prehistory, and about how cultures and things developed, and the move, there were psychedelic brews back in the day that they made, and the move from having more of the psychedelic content into a higher alcohol content, generally because of the availability of maybe mushrooms, because of changing climate change that was even happening back then, that still happens today, that people don't believe in, but it's real because it's always happened, and will continue to happen, and we have severely accelerated it. But anyways, because of climate change, the availability of mushrooms or different psychedelics back in the day may have led to the lack of mushrooms in the brews, to where they became more of an alcohol dominant, and then you started getting into the alcohol culture. And it's just funny because I was listening to that today, and I kind of was like, oh, maybe I should try another one of these brews and do a show and talk about it, because as I depart from the alcohol soaked lifestyle, I wasn't dripping, I wasn't drinking a lot, but it just enough every day. Even one every day to me is too much. Like, to me, that's just a lot. You're kind of relying on it then, and I don't know, it's just, and then, it's not always just one a day. Sometimes it's more. So getting away from that is good. I encourage everyone to. I think you should take a look back at our society and culture and where this alcohol soakness has gotten us to. Not real good place. We're all fighting with each other, and everyone's going out drinking and raging, and all this crazy shit's going on. So I think it's time for an awakening, people to wake the fuck up and stop drinking so much, stop using it as a crutch for anything. That's not the right term. Using it as an excuse. That's what I'm looking for. Using it as an excuse to continue with the way things have been going. So, shake it up, change it up, break from that norm. You want to be counterculture or different from everyone, the left, the right, whatever, stop drinking. That'll separate you from all of them. Not that trying to be separate from anyone. Totally believe in humanity and, equality, and it's kind of what you see more of and what is easier to believe in as you step away from alcohol as well. You stop being so possessive of the I, and you start getting into more of the we and thinking of things in different terms. More of a societal, cultural aspect. It's different when you get away from the just, I don't know, you just got to take a step back and look at it to see. I suggest everyone gives it a try. So anyways, my little bit on that part, I'm just going to keep pushing for people to keep stepping away from alcohol and alcohol soaked lifestyle, and that's what I'm going to call it, because people just live in this like one drink to the next. If you live for the weekend to go out and have your drink, you're probably not really living at all. You're just a mechanism to this function of a need when there's a root issue that is blocking you from enjoying everything else and needing that to find it. So actually addressing the issues and going after them is what I suggest. And helping and do that is stepping back from alcohol. Not everyone has to give it up. I'm just, the further away from I get from it, the happier I am. And don't get me wrong, there's still cravings. I still want to drink. I still want a real beer. Don't get me wrong. If I didn't like hops and that kind of shit, I wouldn't have this at all. Or like those hoppy waters and hop waters and stuff. I like those. I like the flavor. But, it's as soon as I think about how much I'd like a drink, I also think about how much I don't want one, and how much I don't really need one, and how I feel so good without, and like continuing that, like this continual healing process that takes place as your brain cells heal when you remove them from the alcohol destruction. Another thing that would be good to use if you are a severe drinker is to get into mushroom use, and I suggest lion's mane to help rebuild some of those neurons and get back some of your neuroplasticity. So there's your little mushroom bit on it too. So remember, this is WrektLess. It always lives on mushlovegaming.com. If you have any non-alcoholic suggestions, please comment on any of these posts on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. On the website, mushlovegaming.com, you can actually post or comment on these. They're like blog post setups to feed out the podcast. You can comment on them. So you can go and say, hey, you should give this a try or that a try. Or if someone has suggestions or have tried any or have liked any of the suggestions I've given, let me know. Other than that, make sure to keep checking it out, mushlovegaming.com. I'm Chris. This has been WrektLess. Remember, take a step back, take a look at things. Try to live a little WrektLess.